AlgoFund, which is a launch pad for Algorand projects, has a brand new project that's coming out with its first project on its launch pad, and we're going to talk about what that is on today's Frugal VC. What's up, guys? Frugal VC coming back at you, and today we are going to talk about Algo Launch and how they've got their first project ready to launch on their launch pad. So had a few launch pads pop up. None of them have had a project yet, but it looks like AlgoFund is about to have its first one, and we're going to look at what that is. Before we do that, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and hit the like for the algorithms as well. As you know, we don't do any hype here. We just look at the projects, we tell you what's going on, we try it out, and we give you the good, bad, and the ugly so you can decide for yourself. We've been doing that with AlgoFund. I've played around with a few of their staking and farming pools. Right now, I'm not currently in any of them. I'm using some other ones, but it is a pretty cool project. I know some of the people involved now, including the former, we've had him on our channel. Monty Allen is involved with it, as is our fellow Mr. Blue Sky, who was involved with the Akita Inu project back in the day. So definitely some names in the Algorand space are involved in this thing. So we'll probably have them on the channel at some point to talk about AlgoFund. But let's get into what their first project. Let's look at the platform first, actually. Yeah, so this is their platform right here. This is the launch pad, and they have staking pools. You can stake their AlgoFund token and get about 8%. Also have some farming pools. I was in the Algorand Ocean one that they still going for 46 days yet. They also have an AlgoFund Nerd Wallet one, it's not Nerd Wallet, and AlgoFund Algo. So there's a few different farming pools. There was a proposal, so there's some governance that happens when you own a certain amount. But here's the launch pad. Nothing live and nothing is listed as upcoming now. However, they've been talking about what that is. Upcoming launchpad event on AlgoFund. It's it's called TruYou. So TruYou, I should go back up to the top here. This is like the slowest. Find love in the metaverse. So no, it's not about having virtual virtual playmates here or anything like that, or falling in love with a robot. That's not what we're talking about here. This is like a different type of app, kind of an alternative to the Tinder system. I'm gonna scroll down really quick. This website is like I don't know what it is with it, but it's really slow. But basically, they're offering a few different things here in the realm of metaverse dating or Web3 dating. Catfish proof verification. So they use a permissive credential system to validate the user identities while also not sharing unnecessary information. That's pretty cool. Tokenized matching. So basically what they're doing, they're talking about there's sort of a weighted system where there'll actually be a little bit of a cost to match with people, or at least that's what it sounds like. So that way you just can't swipe. Plus there'll be some staking, incentivized staking, and lots of other types of functionalities that are unique to Web3. So kind of cool. I'm going to close this site now because it is making my computer go like molasses. There's Trust. This is also a Monty Allen program, by the way. They did do, if you want to listen more of it, Monty had TruYou's founder on his platform, on his YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. I watched some of it, just enough to get an idea of what it was. The audio was pretty rough because he was having some headphone issues, but if you can sit through that, it's kind of interesting just to see a dating platform coming to the Algorand space. And so that is coming soon. So this will be AlgoFund's very first project. Like I said, nothing listed on there now, but I think it's a cool idea. So what would I say? Well, will that solve the problem of Tinder dating? I'm not quite sure, because really I think what Tinder's doing, well, there's some things that I think they can improve on. For example, I noticed there came a point where basically the platform was useless to you if you weren't paying for it. They just don't show you any matches, especially if you don't live in a huge city. That's even more of a problem. The other thing is there's sort of a natural tendency for women to. There's a statistic that 80% of the women on these platforms swipe on like 20% of the dudes. So if you're not in that top 20%, you're kind of screwed. And I don't think mindless swiping isn't really the problem from the women's side. The men do it. Men swipe on just about everybody. This is reading like tons. I've read tons of data on Tinder and other swiping apps and how it works. Men swipe on just about everybody for the most part. Again, these are generalizations. Like for example, I wasn't doing that necessarily, but even ones that don't swipe on everybody, they tend to swipe on more than other people's, more than women. Women swipe on a very tiny fraction of the percentage of people, so of men. So like I can see it leading to fewer swipes on the men's side, but on the or whatever, however their matching works. On the women's side, it's probably not going to change much. Now, one of the other interesting things is that I've noticed for my own channel's audience, like it's been heavily skewed towards men. It seems like Web3 has been pretty heavily skewed towards men. So I'm wondering how many women are going to be on this platform. It kind of depends. Again, we don't know a ton about it, but it kind of depends on how many people, how they promote it. It's going to have to be very much I don't need to use blockchain to do this. Otherwise, it's going to be I think it's going to be a lot of men on these platforms. Now, I have women in my audience, and I don't think YouTube's metrics are accurate because it says I have 100%, 100% of my audience is male. And I know that that's not true because a number of them comment on my live stream. But even without that, if I went through the comments, they are probably 95% male. So it seems to be that there's a higher percentage of men interested in crypto than women. So I kind of wonder, and that could change over time, and I hope that changes over time. Definitely want everyone to feel welcome in this space, no matter what your background. But reality is what it is, and if it's going to be mostly men on these platforms, then it's not going to be a very good dating app. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes out. We will try it out as we always do. The other concern I would say with any dating app that isn't like super huge is that when you live in a smaller city, uh, your pool is extremely small because the big ones like Tinder and Bumble and now Hinge, those are pretty big. But I remember like Hinge, I was waiting. It took a very long time for Hinge to even have enough users in my area for it to be available. So that's a potential issue with this too. Again, I'm not trying to like pick on the project, just identify some potential pitfalls that could come forward from this. But overall, I think it's a great idea. I like the idea of what they're doing. It'll be interesting to see how the launch goes. AlgoFund got a lot of hopes for AlgoFund in general. I think it's good to have that launch pad. I'm looking forward to seeing it work. And I don't know, they should probably have it on the upcoming page, at least something on there to say, hey, by the way, we got our first project is coming. That's just my opinion, but it is what it is. What do you think about the idea of a tokenized dating app? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. As always, I'm Frugal BC. Match safely out there. Just careful swiping out there, guys. It's a rough world sometimes. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the future.